So we'll try to get into either of those. Meanwhile, here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have our red? Our blue Protoss, a player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Art. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the green Protoss player. It is EastToss. Again, did go to the ace match against Necract, did take down Art 2-0 earlier in this tournament, which, again, in my opinion, was an upset. So we'll see if Art can get his revenge. We'll see if Art can fight back and claim this qualifying spot. I'm here for it. I am here for it. As here we go. Art going for a double gate opener here on the high ground. Likewise, so is EastToss. At least they should be. Art just gonna be scouting. I'm like, yo, there's no shot. There's no way we go for like a gate expand. There we go. Second gate on the way. Likewise, EastToss also gonna be scouting. And sending his probe across the map. Likewise, so is Art. This probe, though, rallied to an interesting location here on the left-hand side. It looks like we are looking to hide our pylon, and this wouldn't be a bad location for a proxy Stargate, to be honest. Shows the pylon. Oh, there it is. Proxy pylon out of EastToss. We'll take control of the Zornaga to make sure he doesn't get scouted. And Art is coming in for a probe scout. And Art, he's going to recognize, hold up, your pylon is missing. Art's second pylon is in his mineral line. It's right here next to his gas geyser. And EastToss's should be here as well, but it isn't. So Art, he is aware that something is wrong. Now, do we commit to a proxy, or is it a fake? That's the real question. Show us the Stargate. Oh my god! We're doubling down! Proxy Robo on the way from EastToss. We are going for a one-base all-in. It's going to be a quick series. I mean, it's a PvP puppy. Of course it's going to be short. It's going to be a short series. Alright, here we go. As it is going to be a one-base all-in. Meanwhile, we're scouting. Art, he checks, he confirms, he gets eyes on the Robo. He's aware we have Stalkers on the way, looking to depower this, looking to shut this down before we can get this going. Art, he responds with his own defensive Robo in the main. Solid reaction here from Art. Stalkers are moving out, and we do get on top of this pylon. Second pylon is going to be on the way. Stalkers have arrived. Can EastToss save this? He gets his first shot in. Yeah, better trade for EastToss. Initially, at least, trading 1 for 1. And this pylon will stay up and running. This Robo will stay powered. Again, Art, he did waste a couple of shots on the Robo itself. Art does get forced back. It looks like he wants to try to catch some reinforcements instead. And he will come across some of them. Shut off. EastToss going to be rotating over. Again, a very chaotic kind of position here for both players. As EastToss is just chronoing out as many immortals as he can. Immortal into that War Prism. EastToss is forced to rotate back home. Art's pulling back. And again, because Art realized what was going on very quickly, we have that Robo, that Immortal on the way. So Art is going to be able to keep up with Immortal production. He has a decent army as well. We'll see how this does unfold. As Art, he is lying in wait here on the high ground, waiting for his opponent to show up. And Art even setting up a proxy across the map. Here we go. EastToss going to be pushing up a ramp, though. Good positioning here from Art. Gets a free volley in, takes down one of those Stalkers. Going to try and chase this down. And he will be able to... Ooh, almost gets an Adept. Will almost get a Sentry. Good juggling here from EastToss, saving all his units. Does pull back, but is still taking quite a bit of damage. Even a bit of hull damage. From here, EastToss trying to juke his opponents, but Art, he is on the hunt. Behind this, reinforcements are on the way. We're reinforcing with Adepts, though. We do come across the pylon. Speaking of, we do have some counter Adepts coming in from Art. Gonna be forcing this back. Second Immortal has arrived. We've bought enough time. Now, suddenly, EastToss, he does have the Immortal advantage. Again, he was just trying to just take Art on a journey, buy enough time for another immortal to pop. We have a third immortal on the way. EastToss, he is to win this. So it is one base versus one base. So to quickly take stock, we have 3 gateways here for Art, alongside immortal production, of course. And he does come across the proxy. He does catch some of these reinforcements. Doesn't get a kill on the immortal, but does get a lot of damage done. One pylon goes down, and EastToss just in a really awkward position, defending both his main base and the proxy at the same time, or trying to. He will save that immortal. It did take a lot of hull damage though. EastToss does have the supply lead. He is up an army. Perhaps they threaten a shade into the mineral line. They don't quite commit, not yet. Island's going to be going down. We have our high ground, we can focus down that gateway as well. Gateway will fall. EastToss, even within range of that second gateway. Good force field, picks up a Stalker. Yeah, there's no counter War Prism here from Art. He can't juggle. And another one of these gateways is going to be falling. Or is it? Yeah. It'll be falling here, knocking down the production. Art, he's down to 1 gateway remaining. He has a second gateway on the way. He doesn't want to overcommit though. East doesn't want to overcommit up that ramp, and we're expanding. Let's go. We are taking a natural base behind this. Art going for a counterattack. He is going for his own counterattack. And we'll see if he can get some damage done, even force a recall. Back at home. I mean, we do have the Nexus on the way, which is going to be scattered. We can ignore it. Yeah, we blink up into the main base. We do force a recall back home. And in one swift move, Archie can now expand as he breaks free. And we are making a beeline here for that proxy robo. We come across a free immortal. We have the blink. The immortal is going to be shut down. Again, that's the advantage that Art has. Twilight Council into blink. Shuts down the robo. That means no more immortals. How many immortals do we have? Okay, it's going to be 5 for EastToss against the 4 of Art. EastToss sees upper base though. Art is now suddenly all in. He's down a base, down an economy. Art, do we take a later expansion or do we just send it? The answer is, I mean, it has to be send it. We're going for some prison harass. He's going for the gold! Let's go! I mean, this is the way to come back. This is the way to bounce back in this game and take the gold base for ourselves. Okay, so prison harass on the right-hand side, the main army towards the left. We do not intend on breaking EastToss. We intend on applying pressure, keeping him back at him, keeping him contained, and maybe trading with the army. The blink's a little bit late, though. Art does bleed out a little bit too much. Prism slips into the main. There's a shield battery. Shield battery in position. To force the overcharge. Players keeping an eye on each other. Art getting a sentry. Getting a couple of soldiers as well. Good force fields here from Art. And again, there is no counter blink. We're trapped. Just like that, a good chunk. 4 or 5 stalkers go down. We have the counter force fields. Oh, there's no War Prism, which means, yeah, these immortals are so exposed. 1 goes down, 1 survives. Big pickoffs. Again, without War Prisms, we cannot save them. Speaking of, Art trying to come back in. The juggling! The immortal and immortal action. Oh my god. As Art did have some extra HP compared to his opponents, and oh, he does lose one of the immortals though. EastToss having better control. Oh, that is a brutal loss, but remember, the gold base. The gold base is getting fully operational at this point. Alright, he is clawing his way back into this. He needs a little bit more time, though, to actually take advantage of this base. As EastToss is going to be pushing. There we go. We're still on 5 of these Immortals. We have 11 Stalkers. Blink has now finished for EastToss alongside his opponent. Did overextend. Good force fields. We catch another Immortal. And EastToss, he's doing it. He's snowballing out of control, just catching far too much. And Artie just needed a little bit more time to actually get this base up and running to allow for it to pay for itself. Art's going for a warp in into the main with those adepts. The Immortals are getting caught out once again. Every Immortal falls. Solid force fields. Across the map, adepts, they do get into the mineral lines. Probes are getting picked off. Ooh, EastToss, we need to push in, but now we recall back home instead. I was going to say that EastToss, he denied the third. That is true, but he doesn't know it's the third. He thinks that this was the natural. He hasn't seen bottom left. He doesn't know that Art has an economy. Oh. But here comes the hallucination scout. EastToss, he's checking. And he does come across the ninja base. He comes across the gold. He is now aware. And now he knows he needs to shut it down. And he will. After Arch lost all of his Immortals, there's just no way for him to contest against this army. It's not going to happen. He's moving out, that's true, but his army just pales in comparison to that of EastToss. Yeah, probes are being evacuated. Boys are being pulled the hell out of there. At the same time, Art going for a counterattack. Hoping to catch his opponent out of position. Adepts, they do drop back into the main. And Artie's going for another ninja base. Let's go. We're going for another ninja base. He's double expanding as we speak. And still technically has that gold. It's still up. Still there. For now, but soon it will be shut down. As EastToss does maneuver over. And we'll get on top of this Nexus. Oh, he's on top of it. EastToss going to be scouting the top right hand corner as well with this hallucination. And he's going to come across another ninja base. Alright, so he does see the hallucination with the Zelnaga. And EastToss, do we hunt down the ninja base? Or do we go for the kill? As we have rushed out a Bay, and this is a good way to come back as well. What is the great equalizer in PvP? Dark Templar, yes, and also Disruptors, and we're going for both. ¿Por qué no los dos? We have a Dark Templar on the way, and Disruptors as well, and a Ninja base, which did get cancelled because it got scattered. But Artie's doing everything he can to bounce back in this series. To bounce back in game 1. But we time on top of the Disruptors! Disruptors are going to be shut down. 1, 2, 3 of them go down. Not a single Nova connects. GG gets called, and EastToss takes game number 1. GG. Oh my god. EastToss, he 2-0'd Art earlier, and he is on the road here to go the distance. To go all the way and to win it all. And one more game is all that EastToss does need. Can he go the distance, or can Art fight back? Can Art fight back? I was holding my breath a little bit there. We got in. We got into the lobby. We're here. And game 2 is going to be on Oceanborn. Catching up in the chat. Again, a big shout out to Hatsu in the chat. Hatsu TV, for those who are unaware, is one of the organizers of this event. One of the organizers of this tournament. Without Hatsu, without Bratok and the other people behind the scenes, this event would not be possible. So thank you so much. Big shout out to Hatsu. Shout out to everyone else as well. I see Easy Phil in the chat. I see Cosmagic, bienvenidos. Night Phoenix as well. Night Phoenix was competing earlier. We were casting him. And the rest of the tournament is well underway. I think they are just wrapping up some of their groups. A big shout to... Welcome, everyone. So, we casted Masters Coliseum earlier, and we actually raided Revo. Revo? Reeve. We raided Reeve earlier, and now we get the counter raid here. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the second broadcast of the CranKy Ducklings. I hope you guys had a great time. I know that Reeve was casting his own event, so hope you guys had a great time. Hope he was able to take care of you guys, as we are here with the Christmas Cup GM edition. We're here with the round of 32, day number 2. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our blue Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes down in the series, looking to fight back. It is Art. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the green Protoss player. We're taking a lead in the series, looking to close it out, looking to advance on into the round of 16. It is EastToss. Again, there is a bit of a 2-minute delay, so I apologize. But again, I hope you had a great cast. Hope you had a great tournament. Hope you had a great stream. And welcome everyone to the Christmas Cup. Again, we are nearing the later stages of this bracket, though, of this group stage. We're here in group stage 2, the round of 32. And we are here to determine which 16 players will advance on into the next stage of this tournament. And we are well underway here. We're here in a decider match of which group? We're here in the decider match of Group G, and Nicaract was able to take down EastToss earlier to make it through first, but we are here to find out who comes out second in Group G. Is it going to be EastToss or Arch? There's only enough room for one of these players. And who's it going to be, as EastToss once again goes for a proxy pylon. Now, in game 1, it was a real proxy. It was a 1-base all-in. It was proxy robo. Based on this positioning, it looks like a fake. The probe does leave. It's a fake proxy pylon designed to try to lure Art and try to play with some mind games and to get into his head. Art, he scouts, he confirms that the pylon is missing. He knows that there's a pylon out there, but he doesn't know how committed or how uncommitted it is. So Art is in the dark. Meanwhile, back at home, he throws down his second pylon in the main base. EastToss does confirm this, so he's fully aware that it's a standard opener from Art, and you can see Art scouting. He's scouting on the right-hand side with one probe, scouting on the left-hand side with another. And this is already worth it. Already worth it for EastToss, because now we have one extra worker that isn't mining. And in a mirror matchup, every worker counts, every mineral, every resource counts as well. As Art did open up double Stalker into a third and fourth Stalker. Meanwhile, EastToss going to be following this up with double Adept. Double Adept on the way. Art, oh my god, he goes for a third Gateway and a Robo. Art is going for his own all-in. Yeah, it's going to be a short series. Who needs a proxy when you have a Robo and a third Gateway here? Art is going to be committing. He's going to be amassing Stalkers, making Prisms, Immortals behind this as well, sending everything across the map. EastToss is expanding. Uh-oh. And it's going to be on EastToss to figure out what's going on and to defend, to survive. Now, these Adepts are in for a rude awakening. They're about to rock up. They're about to confirm that there is no expansion and that something is wrong. We get Stalkers. They confirm the expansion of EastToss. Shield Battery. That's going to be a kill, not a cancel. A kill on the Shield Battery. We kill a Stalker as well. And Art, he's gaining ground behind this. He's amassing Immortals. Immortals are on the way. Proxy Gateway gets thrown down. Oh, sorry. Proxy Pylon gets thrown down for a Proxy Gateway. And here come the reinforcements. And EastToss is in a lot of trouble. He does focus on one of those Stalkers. But he will be losing his sentries. Pylon goes down. EastToss, he's losing control of his natural. We have our own Immortal on the way, but it's so late. EastToss needs a little bit more time. He needs more breathing room here, but Art is not giving it to him. Takes out another Stalker. And Art, he's snowballing out of control. He shuts down another Stalker here. He have 3-2. Snipes the sentry, takes control of the natural, forces back those probes. And the Adepts are on the way. We're looking to shade into the main, and we do. We shade past the army into the mineral line, and 2 Adepts do one-shot workers. So we do threaten that mineral line. And the hatchery is just taking too much damage. Immortal has arrived. Oh, we're going for the sentry. Oh my god. Gasito. We almost commit. Nexus will fall. Once again, Adepts threatening a shade onto the high ground. We commit! We focus out the sentry, which means no force fields. We dive on the army. We dive on top of the Immortal. There's 2 Immortals, now only 1. And we're going to be focusing everything down here. The boys are being pulled. The workers, they have to be pulled, but there's just too much DPS, too much firepower. We shut down the final Immortal. And now we can just go to town on the probes. Yeah, there's almost nothing left here. There's 1 Stalker remaining. GG gets called, and Art does it. Art fights back, and we are forcing the ace match. GG. GG, well played. EastToss initially going for the mind games, trying to fake out a proxy against his opponent, and Art, he just doubles down. He just doubles down, goes for a real 1-base all-in, and he caught EastToss with his pants down. Again, it was a late scout from EastToss, so late realization of what was happening. Also, it was a late reaction. Late robo, late immortal production, and things were just snowballing out of control very quickly in favor of Art. EastToss had very little time to react, and it just wasn't able to do so in time. And with that, we're going to the ace match. Oh! We are going to the ace match. I do have to relog. I have to relog for a moment, so it'll be a bit here for us to get back into this. And we'll see how this story does end. Meanwhile, we have other updates in the bracket as well. !B in the chat if you guys want to link to the challenge page yourself. And a lot of the groups are finishing up. A lot of the groups are concluding. We only have a couple of matches left here. Looks like there's our series. It looks like Group H is going a little bit long. So Group H, it looks like it has been delayed. And likewise, it's going to be our group, Group H, and Group D. So 3 groups are still not complete, and we will do our best to cover all of them. We made it. We made it. And it looks like Game 3 is going to be on hard lead. But yeah, Group H is a little bit delayed. Just a little bit. Which is probably a good thing. It means that we can maybe catch Group H after this series. Looks like Mindle and Nikic are out of game. So we may get a couple of updates for Group H soon. Likewise, when it comes to Group D, it is GG Machine versus Wannabe Beyond. Still mid-series. And again, that's a really good ZBT. Wish them the best. Do wish them the best. So we are nearing the end of the broadcast. Nearing the end here. We're good. We're just waiting for one of our players, waiting for EastToss basically to relog and to eventually get into the lobby. Lovely. Hopefully, I do hope that this bug is fixed in time for ESL Open Cup Europe, just because it would actually really negatively impact the ESL Open Cup. Quite hard actually. So I do hope that that this bug doesn't negatively impact that tournament. Otherwise, it would delay it quite a lot. It's so far it's only been active for a couple of days. Hopefully, it gets cleared up soon. Bienvenidos Tater Tutor as well. Bienvenidos, as we are here. We're getting into the ace match. Again, I do apologize for the delays, but we are getting into our final game of the series. Here we go. Oh, there we go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Hardlead, we have our blue Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes, tying up the series 1-1 in that last game, forcing the ace match. It is Art. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the green Protoss player being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? Can he go all the way? Can he go the distance to the round of 16? It is EastToss. As we've had quite an aggressive series so far. If you recall, in game 1, EastToss went for the one base all-in. In game number 2, it was Art going for one base all-in instead. And who's going to be the aggressor here in game number 3? That is the real question. Probe Scout's going to be coming in, getting across the map, slipping into the main base, confirming the 2-gate opener. Likewise, a 2-gate opener out of EastToss as well. Art is going to be sending out his own Probe Scout as well. Again, our goal here is to keep an eye on the pylon locations to make sure that there is no proxy. And there it is. Second pylon was thrown down for Art in his mineral line. And likewise, second pylon gets thrown down for EastToss as well. For the first time this series, EastToss throws down his second pylon in his main. So no proxies. No proxies from either player. Now, just because there isn't a proxy doesn't mean we can't one base all in. As we saw in the previous game, still very viable, still very much so an option for both players. So we'll see where our players take this. It looks like we have a double Stalker opener here out of EastToss. Art across the map going Stalker Sentry, a much safer opener out of our blue Protoss player. With a faster Sentry, it does mean we can of course scout across the map with a hallucination. A very safe way to play here for Art. With the Hallucination Scout, you can of course confirm exactly what your opponent is up to and make sure that your opponent isn't going for something crazy like a Stargate opener, Twilight Council, Fast Dark Shrine, one base all in. Just a really safe way to play. The downside here, I mean, it's quote-unquote safe in a way, in a sense that you can scout your opponent. The downside is that if your opponent is aggressive with Stalkers, you're down DPS-wise. You do have a weaker army early on. Here comes that hallucination. It is moving across the map. Art does expand, and so does EastToss. And with this hallucination, Art is going to be confirming the expansion as well. Does immediately check the natural, does confirm the Nexus, slips into the main base, and does confirm the lack of additional tech, the lack of additional gateways. So Art, he's aware of the standard game, sees the Twilight Council as well. Art going for his own. Meanwhile, EastToss tries to force his way up the ramp, does take an extra hit. Does take some extra hits here. Sentry's coming to play as well. We trade 1 for 1. Good force fields. And we catch barely a second Stalker. Very nice pickup here for Art. Trading 2 for 1. And again, behind this Art, he's fully aware of what his opponent is up to, and he feels safe going into his own blink. Meanwhile, EastToss is in the dark, is not fully aware of what his opponent is up to, not yet, but he did see the expansion, so, I mean, he knows it's not an all-in. And we can see EastToss doubling down on his Blink Stalkers. Twilight Council is done, we have a Forge on the way for fast +1 attack. And we should be starting up Blink momentarily as well. So Blink and fast +1 here from EastToss. It does mean that he's going to have a big power spike. There's going to be a moment where he has +1 and his opponent does not. So he will just have superior Stalkers. So that's going to be a big moment here, a big timing for EastToss. Meanwhile, Art's back at home, just building himself up, going for a Robo. This Robo does make you safe against things like Dark Templar. And it can grant you access to earlier Immortals if need be as well. There we go, Robos are on the way. Earlier today we did cast Night Phoenix versus Shameless, and we saw a game just end, like a PvP just end with DTs. It happens. It does happen. Not going to happen here. Both players will have access to detection. Follow-up Scout does confirm the Forge, so Art, he's fully aware of the upgrade advantage that EastToss will have. And we have to make up for that in another way. Ooh, or do we just hit here and now? We do have the War Prism in production. We throw down a 3rd gateway as well, so 3-gate production. And Art is getting ready to move out. Likewise, EastToss still only on 2 gateways, and he goes for a 3rd. We could just go for a 2-base all-in. Uh-oh. Alright, he's not taking additional gases here at his natural base. He's cutting workers early on at 38. There is no 3rd. There is an extra gateway. We're going for it. Alright, he is committing to this push, and he does get spotted. Hallucination does spot the army. Now, +1 is on the horizon, but it's still not done. There is a window that Art can hit where the upgrades will not be a factor for EastToss. Blink is done. We're going into the main. We're diving into the main base, and we have sentries for force fields. We cut off the army, force field the ramp. We have Blink, and we dive on top of the Prism. Big pickup. Prism does go down, but we depower the gateways, which means no more production. We cannot warp in. There's nothing. There's no way to warp in. There's no way to reinforce. We have an Immortal from the low ground. Likewise, though, Arch also can't reinforce. He lost the War Prism. Immortal has arrived. Boys are being pulled, but the Immortal gets surrounded. Arch trading with the army. He's going to be able to clean everything up. All the Stalkers are going to be going down. We're down to 2 Stalkers. 2 Stalkers left. There's 3 Stalkers remaining here in the main base. We dive on board. We pick up another Stalker. Reinforcements, they are on the way, but they take so long. And it looks like EastToss should be able to hold on. As I say that, once again, the gateway's depowered. We can only warp in 1 unit at a time. EastToss struggling quite a bit here. Art, he does consolidate his army. Additional Stalkers are on the way. Behind this, 3rd base is being taken. And Art, he starts up his Forge for +1. Pretty good damage. So throughout all of that, because the boys were pulled, 13 probes went down. 13 workers, and now Art has a massive economic lead. RT is behind in upgrades, but he's on the way to catch up. He might even shut this down. And we dive on the Immortals. The first Immortal going to get picked off. Good catch there from Art. Does rotate over towards that 3rd. Gets a couple of probes. Will retreat. Behind this, 3rd base is fully saturated, and Artie's getting further and further ahead. The one advantage that EastToss has is his Immortal counts, but he only has 1. Only 1 single Immortal. Not just that, I guess he has +1 upgrades as well, but +1 is soon to be finished for Art as well. He's on the way. And EastToss, he is struggling. Again, that dive did so much damage. Specifically, so much probe damage. The Adepts try to move out. Art has map control. He shuts down the Adepts. There's no way out for EastToss. This is a bold move. EastToss does snipe an Observer. We have a Dark Shrine on the way. I mean, he did just kill an Observer, true. But Art has another up and running. He had a second Observer. A Hail Mary play here from EastToss. And can this Dark Shrine work? Well, the problem is that Art is going to be hitting first. He's rebuilt his Prism, rebuilt his army. He's got 18 Stalkers, and he is going to dive into the main base for a second time. So he goes for the dive. We shut down the pylons. We force a recall as well, and we will depower every single gateway here. There's one gateway left up and running. The Immortal is going to get picked off. The other Immortal stuck on the low ground. We get stuck, and it looks like Art, he has too much. He may have lost the first time they faced off, but here in the rematch, Art, he is fighting back, and he wants his spot here in the round of 16. He cleans up the army. GG gets called, and Art will take down EastToss 2-1. GG. GG, well played. Art does take down EastToss, and Art qualifies for the round of 16 of the Christmas Cup. GG, well played. Congratulations. My condolences to EastToss. EastToss, he had an amazing run. He had an amazing tournament. He 2-0'd Art earlier today. He took a game off of Nicaract, forcing the ace match as well. He had a very good performance, but it was not enough, and EastToss will be bowing out here. Will be bowing out. And I believe that wraps up our round of 32. I believe that does wrap us up here, as we do quickly have a look at the bracket. Also, towards the end of that game, big shout out to SE2 Full. God, thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session as well. Hope you had a great ladder session as welcome everyone from SE2 Full. We were just in the midst of the Christmas Cup, and we were just wrapping it up as well. A couple of players did just come out of game. Do we have an update? We do. Okay, and it looks like the round of 32 has wrapped up. From the very top, we have, coming out of Group A, Skillus and UED Soldier. I was concerned. I'll be honest, I was, can I zoom us in? There we go. I was concerned for UED Soldier. I'm a fan. I've slowly become a fan of UED Soldier, and I was concerned when he got knocked down early on by Matvi. I'm unfamiliar with the Matvi. I'm not really too familiar with him as a player, so that came out of left field. But UED Soldier, he comes back in the rematch, and he does qualify for the round of 16 alongside Skillus here in the first group. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Wayne 2-0ing his way through, making it through alongside Enigma. So I was concerned. Enigma didn't show up in the first round. I was worried that there was going to be a walkover, but no, he fights back against Power. And Enigma, he makes it through alongside Wayne here in Group B. I believe Enigma is a Terran or a Protoss. I think it was a Protoss player. I've cast Enigma before. But Enigma and Wayne, they do both qualify through in Group B. In Group C, Strange alongside Ashbringer, they do make it through as well. We did cast Strange versus Ashbringer earlier. Ashbringer is another big name. Does qualify alongside Strange here as the pair of Protosses. Meanwhile, we just wrapped up the final series here. Young Yakov makes it through over GG Machine, and GG Machine went into the ace match against Wannabe Björn. Didn't make it through. My condolences to GG Machine. I was hoping he could, but Wannabe Björn is one step closer to being Björn. Does take down GG Machine, does qualify here in Group D. A big win here for Wannabe Björn. GG, well played. Scoring down a little bit further, we have Milky Cow and Rostock. Two players that I expected. Something that did catch me off guard was Michnek. He took a game. Took a game off of Milky Cow. So that was a surprising result there. Did force the ace match, but did fall against Rostock in the end. So Rostock and Milky Cow make it through. We have Night Phoenix and Shameless towing their way through the group as well. They do both qualify. Two additional Protoss players make it in through Group F. And Group G, one of our final groups here, we have Nicaract alongside Art that we just wrapped up. Again, EastToss had an amazing run. You know, he 2-0'd Art, went to the ace match against Nicaract, went to the ace match against Art, but barely did not make it through. My condolences to EastToss. Good run, but was not able to go the distance, was not able to make it into the next round. And the final group. The final group that we were waiting for. Nikic was able to bring down Middle VK 2-0, and I was waiting for the rematch. I was waiting for Middle VK and Extra Striker. Middle VK did 2-0 him to begin with, but it looks like Extra Striker did not show. Looks like something must have come up, and there was a walkover, which is a shame. Like, Extra Striker is another big name in this scene, a big Protoss name, and it would have been really great to have seen them have a rematch, but there was a walkover, and Middle VK will qualify alongside Nikic. Surprising to see Master Vasya force the ace match as well. And with that, that wraps up our day of StarCraft today. This event will continue next week. Next week is going to be the round of 16. Just to quickly go over the event as well. And we just because I know that a lot of people are maybe watching and maybe are a little bit unfamiliar with the tournament. Okay, from the top. This is the event on Wikipedia. It is the Christmas Cup. Oh, there we go. It is the Christmas Cup. And it does have around a 2,600 USD prize pool, a very hefty prize pool at that. These are all the players that did compete here tonight as well as the notable participants. There we go. Art, Ashbringer, Extra Striker, for example. We had Gref, we had Night Phoenix, all facing off here. And this is what they've been working towards the round of 16, towards the greater stages of this tournament. We just wrapped up the round of 32. It's a big tournament. Yesterday was a round of 64. Imagine, 64 players were duking it out. We cut it down to 32, and today we cut it down to 60. And the reason why 16 is so important, hey, top 16 get paid out. Top 16 do get paid out here, so yeah, pretty big event. And I believe the event will be continuing next weekend. We'll be continuing Friday, sorry, my apologies. Friday will be the continuation of this tournament, and we will do our best to bring it to you here on the CranKy Ducklings. We will do our best. Quickly just checking our calendar. It is going to be a pretty busy weekend. I mean, even today, this was our second broadcast. We casted Massive Coliseum into the Christmas Cup. Next weekend, likewise, going to be Massive Coliseum into Christmas Cup on Friday and Saturday and Sunday as well. 3 days of Christmas Cup action. There you go. I mentioned, I know it's not Christmas anymore, but this event did begin in December, and it's been a long event. It's been a long event going throughout the course of the month. And as we wrap up, a big shout out. Oh, a big shout out to Duke. Thank you so much, Duke of Stern Notation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thanks so much for the support. We do appreciate it. Again, if you do subscribe to the channel, thank you. If you do subscribe, join our Discord server, because we do share replays. We share replay packs on our Discord server for a lot of these events, so you can, of course, indulge in some replays of players like Cyril, Raynor, Bjorn, to name a few. Plenty of replays available on our Discord, so check them out. But thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for subscribing. We appreciate it. Quack. Quack, buddy, quack. Oh. But yes, with that, we are now done for the day. We are done for the night. If you want some more StarCraft action, our next broadcast is going to be in less than 24 hours. We're going to be casting... Let me just double check. We're going to be casting ESL Open Cup Asia. ESL Open Cup Asia is in 16, 18-ish hours, so less than 24 hours time. We're going to be live here with some Korean StarCraft. If you, again, are a fan of players like Dark, Solar, Shin, Bjorn, Cure, Hero, Classic, they're going to be duking it out in ESL Open Cup Asia. Right after ESL Asia, we're going to be casting Massive Coliseum 7, day number 3. Day 3 of Massive Coliseum. So just like Wardy, I know a lot of people came from Wardy's stream. Just like Wardy, we've also been casting Massive Coliseum. I mean, a lot of people have. It's been ourselves, Wardy, Steadfast, I think Rotterdam as well. I think Biomov, some other English casters. There's plenty of coverage of Massive Coliseum, so you can, of course, support your favorite caster. And likewise, we're also going to be casting it here on the channel as well. So tomorrow will be ESL Asia into Massive Coliseum. So plenty of StarCraft to be had. So yeah, with that, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. If you want to support us, then you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. We are all over the thing. We are all over the place. All things CranKy Ducklings. We also have a YouTube channel where we upload our VODs, and we are co-streaming on YouTube, which means if you missed out on some games, and if you want some StarCraft action, and since we're about to go offline, check out YouTube. All of our VODs are uploaded to YouTube on a daily basis. Plenty of StarCraft. We do I think we are the most active casters out there. We cast a lot of StarCraft. We have a lot of content on YouTube. So if you're interested, if you enjoyed the cast, check out YouTube, because there's a lot of content. A lot of content there. Do check it out. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. We'll see you guys tomorrow for EastToss Asia and for Masters Coliseum. Until then, hasta luego. Bye. Hasta luego.